Twit, welcome to Merrily Marrow. This is the part where I forget what I'm saying, and boy do I have some stories for you today. So I was looking up beaches to go to in around Portland. I haven't been mooring for a while, and I slept in today because that's another thing. I'm tired. But aren't we all? That's part of the. I got two cameras on here. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But I slept in today, so it's almost 10 o'clock, and I was trying to figure out where to go, and I was looking into beaches, and I found a couple that were nearby, and I was like, no, it doesn't really seem to spark any interest with, you know, I've discussed in the past that I like having kind of themes to these episodes, or there's always something that ties into something that's going on to my life. So I found a couple of beaches that, you know, were nearby, and they didn't spark any interest. They didn't really make me think of anything in particular. And then I came across Rooster Rock, and the other night I was driving home from... I got lost, and I got on this highway, and I couldn't figure out, why is my cat peeing in that tree? Why are you peeing in that tree? Go away. She's very particular. I know I slept in, but it's too early for this. So I drove past Rooster Park, and I had to turn around, Rooster Rock National Park, excuse me. And at the time I thought the universe was just mocking me, but now I'm gonna make a video about it. Why this is mockery is, from the universe, is as such. So, my cat is freaking out, and I don't know why. I apologize. So when I was 23, my older sister decided that she wanted to buy me a tattoo for my birthday, right? And this tattoo could be anything that I wanted, and I chose to make it Dragon Balls because Dragon Ball Z was one of the first animes I had started watching. It was one of the first animes I was ever really obsessed about, and it got me, that and Sailor Moon got me into drawing, right? And so, as kind of a tribute to that, I wanted to have some Dragon Balls, and then kind of classic fairy agaric mushrooms. And I spent hours on all of this research of exactly how I wanted the mushrooms to be kind of, he did a fucking... I don't know if you can see, my cat is terribly upset that I've closed down this window to try and soundproof this video. So she keeps trying to like squeeze herself in and out of that tiny little window space. She's just panicking because she might be locked into this house with all of the smells, so she's like... So, hold on real quick. I really feel like I should kind of restart this video, but I'm not going to. So I wanted a tattoo of Dragon Balls and Brian Froud style agaric mushrooms. And so this is kind of just like, you know, the whimsical, the fairies, the fantasy and magic and all of these nice things. And so I give all these printouts of, we had printouts back then, of everything that I wanted to design the tattoo around. So she was like, all right, awesome. And it comes to the time of the tattoo appointment, and of course she had scheduled this appointment because they knew a guy and they had made friends with somebody who was a new tattoo artist at a swanky place downtown, right? So we decided to take my younger sister and just the three of us go and get this tattoo. So it was supposed to be this really great thing. We get in the car, and I was like, "So you gave him all this these pictures that I looked up, right? Did he drop a tattoo?" She's like, "Oh no." What do you mean no? No, she just didn't give the reference material to the artist. He had no idea what he was going to do. He didn't know what a Dragon Ball was, and so he drew up this tattoo at the time. And of course, at the time, I'm like, this is really not how this should have played out. You know, this is something that I'm gonna have on my body for the duration. So I had expressed this to her. She's like, got really upset, and she's like, well, we could just go home. Let's just go home. You know, I'm like, no, I'll get the tattoo. I'm not trying to be that guy. You know, so we go through with it and we get this tattoo. But our appointment was like an hour and a half before they closed, so whatever he drew up was what I was getting. And so it was a cute little tattoo, not really what I was thinking of at the time, but I didn't really have much time to review it. I just don't piss in there! I'm so sorry. She's a good diva. She's probably trying to pee him because he needs water. In any case, I got the tattoo. It was cute. Not really what I had anticipated, but I didn't really have any problem with it. So I've had this tattoo for 13 years, right? And the other day, I kind of caught it in the mirror, and the ink has faded, and I got a different perspective of it than I had before. So without further ado, I'm going to show you this tattoo. You may have seen it in some of my photos, but this is my I don't really know what of it you can see. But it looks awfully like not mushrooms and Dragon Balls, if you catch my drift. So upon seeing this and realizing that I have had dicks on my neck for over a decade, I just kind of hit a breaking point. I'm like, no more. Just no more. I asked my younger sister about it, and she said it's looked that way since the beginning. She's known that I've had dicks on my neck for 13 years and never said anything. And it's like, this is my life. It's like having your skirt tucked into your panties for 13 years and not anybody that you know felt the need to tell you about it. So it just contributes to this like kind of idea in my countenance of being a joke for other people, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of like people insulting me and thinking they're really clever, and I'm tired of my cat peeing in those trees. Put a piece of carpet down. Don't know if that's going to deter her, but I'm tired of all of it, you know. And so I decided I toyed around with what I was going to do about it. Initially, I'm like, okay, well, I've got to get this covered up. There's no way I can just keep doing this. And so I was looking into tattoos that possibly would be a good choice. You know, of course, koi fish are the natural choice because I love kois, and I love koi mermaid tails, and it's something that is classy. It's something that doesn't have really any shapes that can be exploited. So I was thinking about it, and there came a day where I was just laughing to myself. I'm like, I should just like not cover it up and just add more to it. Just add more cocks, put roosters fucking everywhere. Put what was it? I was making myself laugh so hard about putting roosters and boulders there so I could have. Oh my god, it's that like Nelly thing. You want to put cocks with your cocks so you can rock out with your cock out, this type of thing. And I'm sure there's a meme somewhere that is much more clever than that. But I had considered doing a thing like that and just having a bunch of roosters, you know, and making a joke of it. But then I realized, like, going forward as a mermaid, there's no explaining that to kids. There's no really explaining that to anyone. So I opted to, I'm in touch with a tattoo artist, and basically I wrote him an email and I was like, I need you to turn these dicks into majestic cocks. What can you do? And they they got back to me, and I'm in contact with somebody. No, that's not what I said. Oh my god. See, I'm like, I turning dicks into majestic coys. We don't want them into majestic cocks. We want to get as far away from the cocks as possible. So why we are going to Rooster Rock today is a goddamn mystery. We don't know. We're supposed to avoid Rooster Rock. So we're going to go to Rooster Rock and see exactly why we need to avoid it. A side note, this week, a man called me his chicken. And first of all, if you don't know what that means, it means prostitute. It means whore. I've been called a whore before. I've been called a slut and a hoe and all of that good stuff, but I've never been called a chicken. So that was disheartening. So we'll throw that into the mix. Why we shouldn't go to Rooster Rock, because we're not chickens, are we? So today I'm going to theme my hair and makeup towards, I've been really obsessed, of course, with Japanese tattoos, looking into getting my cover up for these penises on my neck. One of the common themes is a rooster, of course. So I'm going to kind of try and go for that look. It also bears mention, as we're going into rooster themes, is there was a gentleman with whom I was involved. We never were actually involved, but for the sake of secrecy, I would refer to him by his astrological sign, which of course was the rooster. As a side note, I'm not proud I had this, what can only be called as an affair. Like I said, it was unconsummated, but it still was a love affair that happened while I was in a relationship. And this gentleman continuously courted me for several years until I decided it was unavoidable, that it was something that I couldn't pretend wasn't happening any longer. So I did something about it without knowing that he never intended to do anything about it. So once I left my relationship to pursue this romance, he kind of got angry with me and revealed that he had gotten involved with another woman. And of course, I can only blame myself, because first of all, I shouldn't have been doing it. Second of all, he had given me signs of his non-committal behavior, and I ignored it because I thought he was nervous, and I thought he was like, it was, there were a lot of complications to it, and I thought that he just had apprehensions. So I figured that if, it doesn't matter. it didn't. So, but this was kind of an ongoing thing, even after that, it was
I don't know, a big weird tug of war, and kind of one of the last things that had happened was in 2019, we kind of got in touch around my birthday, and I was thinking that it was a good sign because I was finally like reached a point where I wasn't afraid to approach him, and like we kind of had a back and forth, and then I found that he was, you know, interested in more than just myself again, and so I got upset and I turned to mermaiding. You know, I had a friend who did it, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do this for a while, and I'm going to devote all my social media to this for a while, and I'm going to take my life and just not focus on this rooster anymore. So, I suppose in a way, he is fucking YouTube ads. I suppose in a way, the rooster is the scarlet letter, you know, and the you know, the penises on the back of my neck are just karma's way of putting that scarlet letter on me, because apparently the universe knew that I was going to transgress and just punished me beforehand. So I don't know. I'm working on actively getting this tattoo underway to cover it up. But today we are going to wear the Casanova Cove tail because of the Casanova, because of the rooster, and because love is a thing that tattoos you forever, and so is infidelity. But that has nothing to do with rooster makeup. So we're gonna put on makeup that is geared towards looking like a rooster and or a chicken, which I am not. It is a costume. Make that distinction, sir. But the idea is the fluffy, you know, kind of, they have those like chickens that have little curly fluffs, and they're so cute. And so I think red and orange around the eyes, and I saw a few photos of chickens that had black beaks, and I think that's so cute. So we're gonna do a dark lipstick, black if I have it, and go from there.
I realized I probably should take a video while doing this makeup. I didn't anticipate it being so epic, but now it's all just happening. Put some setting spray. I'm gonna finish up. I don't know if they're feathers or scales. We're just gonna go with it, and I don't really know. But it's happening, I'll tell you that. Considering stopping by the store and getting some hairspray, I think that might be a wise investment. That being said, that would have been a wise investment, like, before this. I think the thing I've always liked about kind of the Japanese tattoo design is that a lot of the animals are drawn really wonky, and I mean that respectfully, but in a way that is kind of evocative of like multiple different animals, right? And so the roosters, well, I guess all of them kind of look like dragons. And I was looking into this, of course, getting a Japanese tattoo. I'm not trying to appropriate anyone or anything, and I think
Japanese tattoos, you have to be careful because I suppose they originated from the Yakuza, and certainly not trying to appropriate on anything like that. But of course, Japanese influence makes a lot more sense. It's there's no nice way to say this. It makes more sense for me to. So with Japanese culture, I guess, I've been fascinated with it since I was like 12. You know, at 13 I started teaching myself Japanese. You know, I was obsessed with anime, but I think a lot of the cultural aspects of Japan are really wonderful. And it has been, Japanese culture has been an influence on my life. That's nice. Japanese culture has been an influence on my life for most of my life. And so this is why I feel that the Japanese tattoo is appropriate. Of course, the koi fish I've, obsessed with for mermaid reasons, and because koi are friggin' majestic. But cool. But I'm also considering, as an alternate to the koi, getting a tiger tattoo. And this, for those of you who watch my videos, you may have seen my Year of the Tiger video, where I go into kind of, being a zodiac sign of the tiger, and, that is supposed to be, like, my aspects of ferocity and things like that. And so, there's part of me that's tempted to kind of look into that and get a Japanese tiger tattoo as a way of, being ferocious. Because I'm not saying I don't feel ferocious right now, but in the past year, have I felt ferocious? Actually, there have been many times where I was on the top of the world, so, I would like to have that again. I would like to be that again. So, but the koi really does make sense with the mermaids as well, especially Mian. But Mian is also a tiger, so I just, I haven't decided. So, I also found a weirdo tattoo design of a goldfish with like a screaming Japanese tiger face. And I'm inclined to that too. So, that one might just be weird enough to get the job done, I don't know. But as far as like jokes and stuff are concerned, the tiger being my zodiac sign, might be the better way to go. So we'll see. I don't know if this is getting better or worse. I'm excited though. I'm hoping it's not going to be an expensive endeavor. Tattoos usually are, which is why I don't have more of them. I would have, all kinds of tattoos if I just wanted to shell out the money and wasn't so cheap, but I'm real cheap, so I don't have a lot of them. But I'm willing to make an exception in this case. And I can't believe that that no one told me. I can't believe. But folks are kind of like that, and I know I shouldn't take it personally because it's just how people are, but I would think that people would be... Then again, would it be rude to tell somebody that they have penises on their neck? I don't know. It's kind of cute. I almost worry about going back in over, it's gonna make it worse or better. But it was kind of like that one shoot that I did, it was like a really long time ago, when I first did, Man's, like, scales on her face. And I kept saying, like, oh, I you know, it's almost done, and then it's actually more was better, so. So legitimately, this is the first, I don't know what I'm gonna do. This is the first time I've used this monofin since it's gotten its damage, and it really, the rip here has become awful. I've had to not store it flat because somebody has been chewing off the ends here. Oh my god, she chewed more. Well, I was gonna piece it back together, but she's actually gotten into, like, this part of it. So I don't even know if I have all the right pieces to piece back together. I'm not entirely sure why you do this. I don't know. But, we're gonna try and hopefully get this, monofin into the tail. And I'm hoping it's not gonna mess with the function of it too bad. Right. First of all, that reminds me of my first Siren shoot when I took this to Kubota Garden. And I was like, I made some comment about making sure that you do that before you get to the location, and it was a struggle. So, well, it doesn't move as, you know, it should, but it's in there, so it's not gonna make, I don't expect it to make a huge difference. You can only really tell if you move around. I'm sure in the water you're gonna be able to tell, but with all this makeup, I doubt anybody's gonna let me in the pool today, so. And if this is backwards, like, I'm gonna cry, I think we're good. This is such a lovely tail. And I was reminded recently that this is my dream tail that I had requested a custom of when they only had it for the 3, and they said no, there's too many logistical issues to deal with in converting it to a different type of, and I was like, alright, yeah, that's cool, that's fine, we'll do something else. And Eventually, I commissioned my selkie tail, which I have yet to get. But that's a different story. But in any case, like a month or two afterwards, they came out with this for the tube, and I was so excited that I bought it right away, even though I was trying to save up the money for the custom. I'm like, no, I need it. I love the little, like, we'll just call them, if they're like polka dots or like little dewdrops or pearls. I don't know, little sparklings. I love it. It's beautiful. Little stars. This is still seriously one of the most beautiful dress I've ever seen. So we're gonna go do that one. So of course I'm about ready to go. And what is happening now? It's hailing. It wasn't even raining. Just like. So. Oh, I kind of like that. Anyway, let's go.